I remember seeing Pierce Jackson dawn around the studio. Of course, I was just a child at the time, but he was so flamboyant. He was so bigger than life in his white fedora hat. Of course, he even wore makeup himself, which was unheard of in those days. But when he walked into a room, he dominated the room. I liked him. Of course, he was strange. I understand why he came to such a strange end.
Yeah, Eddie would. He wished he could afford Pierce Jackson Dawn, but he couldn't. We both always admire the monsters that he created for the movies. I met him on Hollywood Boulevard years ago. And I said, "Hey, Pierce, love your monsters." Would you believe it? He looked the other way. Completely snubbed me. Fucking snob.
I've always loved horror movies. I grew up watching them. The creations of Pierce Jackson Dunn had a profound influence on my films. It'd be interesting to make a picture about his life, his bizarre death. I guess we'll never really know exactly what happened to him, but it'd be interesting to speculate.
Pierce Jackson Dunn was at the peak of his career, living like a king until the early 40s. Then the horror cycle died out. There was less and less for him to do. His ego was going mad. He started to experiment with new products, new concepts. He visited voodoo rituals. He went to crackpot scientists. He was searching everywhere. And that's when his life became really interesting.
Macumba! Macumba! Say, Macumba! Hi! 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 Macumba! Macumba! Oh, yes, I do like it. Zero Macumba! You have now been prepared to receive the dark knowledge, little man. What will you know?
your skin. How do you keep it so soft and lovely?
I am offering you all the dark forces of the universe, and you ask me about my complexion.
I remember coming here as a little boy, and you look the same as you do now. My mother used to come here before I was born, and you haven't changed a bit.
I remember your mother. Cruel woman. She spat on me.
Mother was a bitch. Oh, but you, for someone who's at least 65 years old, I must say, you have very good skin.
I'm 65. I am 117.
Well then, that's really excellent.
Are you ready to receive the knowledge? Are you ready to receive the knowledge?
Keeping starlets eternally young. Oh, sweetheart, forget it. Pierce Jackson Dawn will be on top again.
Yeah, you think it is such a simple thing. There are many, many requirements.
What's this stuff?
Give it back. You can keep the scroll. This is mine. Get your own.
What is it?
Residue from the contained gases extracted from rotting corpses.
Oh, delightful.
Oh, and there is one more little thing.
Yes, I see it here. Blood of a murdered person. Well, perhaps I could get that from the city morgue, or maybe I could go to the...
No. You don't understand. You see, the person doing the spell is the person who must do the murder.
Murder? Oh, no, maybe that's too steep a price after all. I couldn't.
Perhaps it is. Don't you understand? The more power you put into a spell, the more power you get from it. Use it on the living, you get preservation. Use it on the dead, you get, well.
Well, what? What well? Use it on the dead, you get what well?
Zombies. You get zombies.
Zombies? 12 years of hard work and dedication. This studio owes you something. You are Pierce Jackson Dawn. Do you hear me? Pierce Jackson Dawn! You've got leverage here. Now go in there and tell them. Now come on. Bear up. Go in there and get it.
Mr. Don, you can't go in there. Mr. Don!
No. Gary Cooper's got to be in this picture. I don't care if he's in the goddamn service. You get him out. Okay? He's going to be in this movie. He's got to be in this picture. It's no deal. You got it? All right. Right. No, I don't want her. Why? Look at her. Look at her. Have you seen her? She doesn't fit. Match her to Cooper. Can you match her to Cooper? It doesn't work, does it? See? What'd I tell you? I'll get back to you. Don, is it?
Pierce Jackson Dawn, the greatest makeup artist who ever lived.
Wow. You better have a fucking good reason for barging in like this.
I have 3 words for you, Mr. Shine. Baron Vladimir returns.
Baron Vladimir... Janos Blasko is dead, Pierce. You can't have a Vladimir picture without Blasko.
We hold a talent search for a new Vladimir. Great publicity. This time, the Baron aligns with the Master of Darkness himself. My greatest makeup achievement. What do you think, Shine?
We just aren't making horror pictures anymore, kid. It's nothing personal. They're not selling. They're against the law in England. They put people to sleep here. Yeah, real life. That's what the people want now. You know, stories out of the headlines.
Headlines? Don't they get enough of that in the newspapers?
I got nothing for you, kid.
Well, wait a minute. What about that new pirate picture? There must be something in that for me. Come on. Peg legs? Battle wounds? Impalings?
It's not that kind of a pirate movie. There's no fighting.
A pirate movie with no fighting? What's the point of it?
It's a love story.
A love story. Is that the kind of crap the studio's turning out? Whatever happened to good old-fashioned storytelling like tragic werewolves or walking mummies? My contract comes up for renewal soon, Mr. Shine. If this studio expects me to stay on, there are going to have to be some changes made.
Oh? Yeah? Have you been looking around?
I may have heard of a few offers here and there. Why?
Well, I don't know. It's just, well, if maybe you had someplace to go anyway, you know, maybe things then wouldn't be so altogether bad.
Why are you saying this to me?
You can't threaten me with your contract because your contract's up, Don. Sorry, but don't blame me. Take it up with John Q. Public. Yeah. When monster movies are in again, yeah, I'll give you a call.
12 years of service. And all you can say to me is, I'll give you a call?
What do you want from me, a fucking gold medal?
12 years of service. Dozens of hit movies. Hundreds of creatures I created. Yet all you can say to me is, I'll give you a call.
If you're contemplating any sort of violence, I'll have you know I have a Luger under this desk pointed directly at your vitals. Nice working with you, Don. Like I said, when monsters are back at the box office, I'll give you a call. Till then, find the fucking door. Fucking washed up piece of shit.
I thought it was just very, very sad, and I thought it was a loss, frankly, to lose him. I felt. I mean, if the studio felt they could do without him, that was up to them, but I thought they were making a mistake. We got along very well. I liked him a lot, and he liked me. I mean, nothing romantic, I don't mean that, but very, very friendly and very liking each other, good pals, you know.
They fired his ass. He went totally over the edge fucking nuts, if you want to know the cold truth about it.
Well, he went around to every star he could think of involved in horror pictures, asking them to help him bring back the genre. Of course, he never came to me. See, I wouldn't be involved in those kind of pictures. But you heard about it all over. Now, he may have even gone to Pratt Borokof at some point.
Oh, dear. You gave me quite a fright.
Pratt! Mr. Borokof! Pratt!
Well, I'm afraid you caught me red-handed. Do you have something further for me to sign there?
Mr. Borokof, don't you recognize me? Mr. Borokof, it is I, Pierce Jackson Dawn. I created your makeup for the walking cadaver. I was the artist behind the creeper in the shadows.
Oh, yes, nice to see you again, Don. Quite a long time ago, though. You were somewhat younger then, as I recall.
Yes, well, those were grand days. Great motion pictures.
Well, I don't know.
Now, let's not be modest. Did you know that Cosmopolitan Studio aren't producing any horror pictures this season? No, not even one. Can you believe that?
Well, it's probably for the best.
How can you say that? No, you see, I need you to help me persuade them to make horror pictures. Why, with you behind me, I might stand a fighting chance.
I'm afraid I can't possibly do that.
Why not?
I don't go before the camera anymore. I just stay home, follow the cricket scores, and tend my garden.
Forgive me, sir, but you owe it to the genre. Horror pictures are everything. It's bigger than you are.
The horror genre? Are you trying to tell me that I owe a debt of personal responsibility to the shameless, tawdry little melodrama? Good God! My greatest regret is that I've earned my name and my money through an association with that load of antisocial rubbish. Oh, dear. I've gone and lost my temper. I am sorry. You must forgive me. I simply meant to say that I don't find it in particular...
I didn't mean to do it, Pratt. It wasn't me. I didn't mean to do it. No. 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 Oh, no. No.
Mr. Don, it's a pleasure to finally meet you, sir.
Who are you? What do you want?
Harry Blevins, sir, of Blevins and Sons Mortuary.
Mortuary? Who sent you?
Nobody, sir. Well, you see, your contract wasn't renewed. It's in all the trades. I just thought how awful that the man who created the walking cadaver should be dumped like that, like a common hobo. I really am a great fan, sir.
I can't tell you what that means to me. I really appreciate your sincerity. God knows those are the nicest words I've heard in a long time. However, just now I don't have time to deal with fans. Excuse me. Excuse me, please. Excuse me,
no,
please.
sir. No, I'm not here to ask for an autograph. I'm here to offer you a job.
Job?
Yes, sir. Well, it happens quite often that the deceased will come in a badly mauled or injured state, which has to be corrected before the loved ones can view the remains. We could use a man with your skills, sir. And like I say, it would be a personal honor.
You think that I would patch corpses with wax and thread like a common undertaker? Do you know who I am? I am Pierce Jackson Dawn, the greatest makeup artist in the history of motion pictures. I work for you? Oh, get out of here. Go before I lose my temper!
Oh, sir, I didn't mean to cause you any grief.
Undertaker. Mortuary. I never heard of such a thing. Corpses. Oh.
Real life. That's what the people want now. Stories out of the headlines.
Residue from the contained gases extracted from rotting corpses.
Real life. That's what the people want now. Stories out of the headlines.
We could use a man with your skills, sir. And like I say, it would be a personal honor.
I make my own headline. When the horror picture becomes a headline, the headline becomes the horror picture.
Who killed Pratt Borokof? Well, there have been hundreds of fan articles speculating on that. I always like Borokof just slightly more than Janos Blasko. I've always been fascinated by accounts of his murder. There just seems to be no real clue at all. In the Don biography, Tim Murphy claims Pierce Jackson Don did it. But who knows? It's kind of a crackpot book.
That makes me sick to think of it. That wonderful man who was so kind. I loved working with him.
Pratt Borokof? No. Anyone couldn't afford Borokof, neither. But he loved him in the movies. And I don't think Edward killed him.
It's pure speculation, of course, but I feel with great certainty that Pierce Jackson Don killed Pratt Borokof. Don had lost his job at the studio, then he accepts a job at a mortuary, a job which he had initially turned down, mind you. He was in a confused state, and I believe that he killed Borokof in his great rage at the death of the horror films which he felt defined his life. I told you, he was fucking nuts.
Yes, yes, I hear you. Mr. Don.
Mr. Blevins.
Is there some sort of emergency?
Mr. Blevins, your kind offer of employment started my thinking that perhaps new challenges were in order for the progressive artist. Is the job still available?
Of course it's available. But this is an odd time to come about it.
You will find, Mr. Blevins, that I am a very odd man. If you want an ordinary job, I suggest you get an ordinary employee.
Right this way. Actually, I'm very glad you decided to take me up on my offer. I have a celebrity client. Something right down your alley. As a matter of fact, someone you've worked on before.
Pratt Borokof!
His wife Arlene, poor soul. She's got to come down tomorrow and view the body. Now that the police are done with it. Won't do to have him looking like that.
No, heavens, no. No, of course not. The police, you say, they are done with him. Do they have any clue as to who did this horrible thing?
Not one damn thing. Pity. Anyway, you'll find a large assortment here of sutures and needles and waxes.
Now, please, Mr. Blevins, I have my own methods.
I won't argue with the great artist.
You will find, Mr. Blevins, that I work best alone and at night. Also, I will require my own key so that I may come and go as I please. All I require of you, Mr. Blevins, is that you write good checks, sit back, and marvel at the results.
Done.
Thank you.
I shall leave you to your work.
Well, Pratt, so we meet again. Oh, you want nothing more to do with horror pictures, is that right? Well, they were good enough to raise your children. Your curse will be to help me to revive the horror picture, even though now you spit upon them. When I raise you from the dead, a real, live, walking cadaver, that's the day when horror hits the headline. What producer could resist making such a movie? I'll show you things you never dreamed of. How, do you ask? How? I'll show you. Macumba, my friend. Brazilian voodoo. Blood of a victim murdered by the hand of one preparing this bomb. Well, let's see. You don't mind, do you, Pratt? If I just take a little bit. see what's next. Residue dust of gases collected from inside a decomposing body. Residue dust. Gases collected inside a decomposing body. Ah! I have it. I'll be right back, Pratt. Great merciful heavens, this is vile. It's worse than Peter Lorre's silent emissions. Almost there. This won't take long at all. Now, my dear Pratt, this won't hurt a bit.
I'm going to kill you, Dawn.
You cannot kill me. I gave you life, zombie. I cannot die because I am your master.
Watch me! Dawn, you damnable witch doctor! First you took my life and now you give me no rest. Why do you torment me so?
Because you refuse to help me revive the horror picture in life. Therefore, you must assist me in death.
Yes, anything. Tell me what I must do, and then, in the name of mercy, let me rest.
First, you must rise from the dead before the public. This will make your greatest role, the walking cadaver, a reality. It will also put horror pictures back in the headline news. They must be headline news to be revived again, you see.
That's it? Scare a few people?
You think you can muster it, old man?
In my sleep, it's my life's filthy work.
My word. It's magnificent.
It's a mask.
Mr. Dunn, I didn't see you there. A mask, you say?
I was unable to restore the face after the ghastly beating it took. Fortunately, I retained a facial cast of Borokof from the Walking Cadaver films. I was able to create, if you will, a face that we may use for the public viewing.
Well, that's highly unusual, but why not? Superb job, Mr. Dunn, superb.
So glad you approve, Mr. Blevins. Well, I'll just gather my things and be off.
Yes, of course.
So nice to have worked with you again, Mr. Borokof. You may rest now. Rest. All right, Mr. Blevins, I'm off. Let me know how the viewing goes.
Very well.
Oh, one more thing. You may wish to use a little bit of this. Just rub it on around the edges of the mask before she views him. It will create a more realistic effect, if you will.
Of course, yes.
Good day, Mr. Blevins.
Thank you. I'm sorry you have to go through these formalities.
No, no. I have to see him, to be sure it's really him.
Of course, I understand. One moment, please. This way, please, Mrs. Borokof. I'll leave you alone for a bit.
Arlene.
Pratt. Pratt, you've come back to me. You come back.
I can't stay long.
No, no, don't leave me again.
I just needed to... I wanted you to see...
I know.
You do?
Of course. You needed me to see you how you really look. You needed to make sure that I love you anyway. Did you get your answer?
Oh, Arlene, I miss you so.
Let me tell you a little secret. You know, I've never revealed this in public before, but my family was very good friends with the Borokofs. I remember listening outside the door one day when Arlene Borokof, oh, she was such a dear, sweet woman, poured out her very heart and soul to my mother. She said that Pratt actually sat up and spoke with her in the funeral home. I mean, really. I suppose it was some sort of maybe spiritual thing, some sort of cleansing. But I think she actually believed it. Well, I have to admit that that moment affected me greatly.
Dear Mr. Dawn, the viewing today was magnificent. Your work held Mrs. Borokof spellbound for the better part of an hour. She claims it was a moving and healing experience for her. Nothing new for tonight, which I suppose is a blessing. Come and go as you please. The checks will continue no matter what the workload, Harry Blevins. A moving and healing experience?
Not again.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Borokof, my dear friend. I commanded that you get up and rise from the dead. Tell me why you failed to frighten one frail little woman.
Back off, Dawn.
Not one report to the papers. Not one report to any radio station. Not even one Hollywood haunting.
She was my wife. We had a good marriage. Something you wouldn't understand, you cold-blooded bastard. But I love her and she loves me.
You are my zombie. When I tell you to do something, you do it. And you listen here. You better straighten up. Do you understand?
Or what, you'll kill me?
I suppose your heart just isn't in this one, Borokof. I suppose you're not giving the type of performance your public has come to expect.
You killed me. You made me into this thing. You forced me to confront my wife looking like this. What do you expect? You expect some enthusiasm of me? What's in it for me?
I expect you to do as you're told. I expect you to frighten people, to scare them to death.
Look, you've already killed me. You won't give me any rest. What the fuck do you want from me?
Well, it's obvious then that you don't really care for me now, do you?
I hate your goddamn fucking guts! I hate you more than anyone who ever lived. With one exception. And that person I hate so much that eclipses even my hatred of you.
Who's that?
I should think it would be pretty obvious.
Who?
That gypsy cocksucker Janos Blasko.
Janos Blasko was a great horror star. Now, he could really scare people. Janos Blasko starred in some of the greatest horror pictures ever made. I know. I worked my magic in most of them.
They were all shit, especially the ones you worked on.
Now, you listen to me, Borokof. You're going to have to be more cooperative in the future. Do you understand me? Rest now.
Thank you so much.
Borokof and Blasko, the two greatest horror stars in the history of Hollywood, bitter rivals, even from beyond the grave. That may be just what I need. A little bit of rivalry to motivate Borokof. Yes. Yes.
Okay, so Pierce Jackson Dunn studies voodoo, works at the mortuary, Pratt Borokof is murdered, and then on top of everything else, somebody steals Janos Blasko's moldering corpse right out of its grave. Are these things related in any way? Is some psychotic motion picture professional perhaps trying to resurrect a more successful era in his career? Guess it's possible.
Of course, Janos Blasko was Eddie Wood's favorite actor. He just loved him. I don't think he could have stolen Blasko's body. Eddie wasn't that sick. Plus, he couldn't afford a shovel.
It won't be long now, old friend.
What is this?
Welcome back, Mr. Blasko. I created your makeup for the very first Baron Vladimir picture, remember? I always admired your performance in that.
Yes, I remember you. Pierce Jackson Dunn. But why? Why have you disturbed my rest?
Cosmopolitan Studios aren't making any horror pictures this season. Can you believe that? I need your help. I need you to help me bring back those glorious days of old.
Those days are gone. Let me rest.
Do this one task for me, and I'll let you rest for all eternity.
What now, Don?
You! Limey mulatto motherfucker!
Goddamn gypsy pig fuck!
Stop it! Stop it, both of you! No telling hack!
Pompous ham!
Now shut up!
I hate you!
I hate you even more than him!
Fuck you!
No, fuck you!
Stop this! Stop this now! Now listen to me! I don't care one rat's ass how either of you feel about me. But the two of you are going out tonight and create a scare for the papers. Is that understood? After that, if all goes well, you can both rest for eternity. Do you understand?
I understand.
Understood.
All right. Let's go.
So there's nothing saying that you have to stay exactly till closing, is there?
What are you saying? I'm the only one here? Of course I gotta stay till closing.
Holy Jesus!
Anything I can get you, stiffs?
Oh my God! What are they?
Relax, Zach. Cosmopolitan Studios is just down the street. We get these movie extras all the time.
Extras?
Extras!
I am no extra. In the realm of fright, I am a star.
You could not scare baby kitty cat. In the realm of fright, you are farting the wind. Observe. A master at work.
Want to start with coffee?
Very goddamn scary gypsy piece of shit.
English fairy!
I turned down the role of Baron Vladimir. You have nothing but my hand-me-downs, you second-rate hack.
You never even read the part. You turned her down because you were too busy playing with your boyfriend, English fairy!
Good one, good one. Who wrote this movie?
I'll show you, scary.
That was pathetic! Observe! Don wanted scary.
Scary is just what he'll get.
16 murders altogether, all over the Hollywood area, all mutilated by brute strength. Most descriptions of the killers say that they were, get this, the walking cadaver and Baron Vladimir, Pratt Borokof and Janos Blasko, the two most bitter rivals in Hollywood, working together after death in a killing spree. There's no evidence to dispute this story, no confessed killer to blame it on. It is one of the most bizarre and unexplainable footnotes in Hollywood history, and most film historians choose to ignore it, but not me.
I'll never forget the morning. Because the morning that I heard this, see, I didn't read it in the newspaper because I didn't happen to read the newspaper that night, and I guess I was out or something. And when I came the next morning, this lady said to me, she said, "Do you know what's happened?" And then, or something like that. I mean, that probably wasn't the exact words, but when I found out what had happened, I couldn't believe it. It was just too much.
Morning paper, get your early edition. Murders in Hollywood, morning paper.
What have you done? Why, this is appalling. 10 bodies found so far. Good God! How many were there altogether?
I lost count.
So did I. Oh, no. What were you thinking of?
You wanted
Horror.
We gave it to you. Horror.
I only said scare 'em. Scare 'em, not dismember them. Good Lord.
Well, they look pretty scared to me, you bet. Ha, ha, ha. There's your Preston. Eat it up.
Now you guys are starting to scare me.
The facts of the killing spree and the rumors of supernatural causes did make the press in a big way, for one day. Don might have actually been able to get his reality-based horror film off the ground. He even had a pitch meeting with Leonard Shine at Cosmopolitan Studios. It may well have gone, except for one thing.
Miss Ann,
Yes, Mr. Shine.
Pierce Don should be coming in soon for a story pitch meeting. Send him right in when he arrives.
Yes, Mr. Shine.
You remember me, Pierce Jackson Dawn. I have an appointment with Mr. Shine today, I believe.
Go when you're expected.
Thank you so much. My associates will remain here. I'll call you if I need you. Wait here. Two words, Mr. Shine. Hollywood zombies.
Can I get you coffee?
Don had a good pitch, and he might have actually gotten the picture made, except that this just happened to be December 7th, 1941, the day the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor.
I know what I told you about reality pictures, kid, but we're at war now. We gotta help out Uncle Sam. Yeah, service confidence, that's what we need. Anti-Jap propaganda, that's what we need. Not this hard nonsense.
Nonsense? Dozens of people saw these two reanimated corpses lurching through the streets last night on a killing spree, for God's sakes. Nonsense? It's the stuff great entertainment is made of.
It was dark, kid. There were shadows, mass hysteria, what do I know? But zombies, come on, kid.
Mass hysteria, is it? I'll show you mass hysteria. Come in here!
Hey, what?
Both of you! Wait till you see this.
The country went war crazy. Horror movies were out as far as the studios were concerned. And so was Pierce Jackson Dawn. He was the last straw, and he blew his stack.
Wait till you see this. Does this look like mass hysteria to you, Mr. Shine? Do these look like figments from the shadows?
Easy now. Let's take it easy. I'm sure we can work out some kind of a deal.
Hold him! Deal? What type of deal are we talking about, Mr. Shine?
A movie. Any movie you want. You know, Hollywood ghouls, whatever.
Hollywood zombies!
Zombies. I'm sorry. In a 5-year contract, a 10-year contract. Anything you want.
Hold him! Hold him tighter, boys! I want all this in writing now, Mr. Shine. Or I'll have the final cut. What the hell have you done?
You said hold him tighter. Gee, we're real sorry.
Yeah, sorry. But I wasn't through negotiating. And look at this. He got blood on my jacket. Oh, you are the stupidest zombies I've ever seen. Why? Why? Oh, God, no. Why? Oh, God, no.
We can't kill him.
But you can.
I'll get you. You no good has-been motherfucking piece of shit! Keep it up, Shine. Keep it up.
You have done very well.
You may rest now for all time.
We won't last long now without a living master to control us.
Well, shall we make the best of it and finish what we started?
Just say the word, limey dictator.
Gypsy baby fucker! Time is almost up, old friend. You put up quite a fight. Now only one thing remains. We must let Dawn know what it's like to have his rest disturbed. It may be only for an hour or so, but he will know. He will know.
He had been fine as far as I knew until this terrible thing happened, and I don't even want to discuss it because I don't know anything about it, and thank heavens I wasn't there.
Well, now, I have no idea what happened in Leonard Shine's office that day. I just shudder to speculate. All those murders? Now, I don't think Don was responsible. I mean, how could he do that? And then to himself, too? Oh, no, that would be absolutely absurd. But then whatever happened, well, it was awful. Just awful.
What do I think? It's just another Hollywood nut job. Trying to cut a deal with an axe instead of a pen. Edward may have been a drinker, but he never chopped up no producers.
I've seen police photos of the massacre site. Pretty damn gruesome. Not only were Don and Shine torn apart, but pieces of the two decomposing actors were strewn about as well. I wonder what Kenneth Anker's take on it was. Anyway, I guess the truth is something we are destined never to know.
Read my book if you want to know what really happened. I am convinced that Pierce Jackson Dawn, using a Brazilian form of voodoo, literally raised the dead. Not figments of psychotic imaginations, not mass delusions, not wildfire exaggerated rumors. I mean, honest-to-God, living dead fucking zombies. You don't believe in zombies? Well, then give me a better explanation. One that answers all these questions. I'm willing to listen. Come on. I'm waiting. Ah, fuck you. What do you know?